It's really late. It's like almost midnight right now. But I just like drinking coffee because I like the taste. Yeah. Okay. So this story. Friggin', this story goes all the way back to last year. And unfortunately, this story is a true story. Like any hookup story, this one started off on Tinder. I matched with this girl. I kind of forgot her name. Well, I mean, I know her name, but I don't know her English name. I know her Korean name. But anyways, for ease of reference, I'm just going to call her Catherine. I matched with Catherine and we started talking through Tinder. And then eventually we moved on to this Korean messaging app, Kakao Talk. And then we made plans to get coffee and then chicken and beer. Chicken and beer is like a very typical Korean event, I think. I wouldn't be so sure to call it an event, but it's something that everyone kind of does to hang out, get to know each other. More so also with friends, people just kind of use chicken and beer as an excuse to just, hey, let's eat some chicken and get drunk. I love eating chicken on its own already, so with alcohol, oh, I'm sold. Now, Catherine. Catherine seemed like a reserved type of girl, so I didn't want to be too ambitious and too kind of forward on the first date. So I just said, hey, let's get some coffee. We got coffee, and then we went to go get chicken and beer, and then I suggested we eat it at a park, but then I think it was like really cold that day or something, so I offered to eat it at my place. So I'm driving back to my place, and I'm trying to get to know her, and I was asking her, oh, what are you doing in Canada? Oh, I'm an international student. Oh, how do you like it here? Oh, it's really good. You know, I like the food. Good. Even though we had a little bit of a language barrier, we still kind of like made it work through just basic, easy English and a lot of body language. Honestly, like when I was living in Korea, that was pretty much how I communicated with everyone, just basic English words and me, hungry, and it does work. And now we get to my place and we eat the chicken and then we start drinking. I think we had soju. Yeah, we started off with some soju and then we washed it down with some beer. One of my favorite Korean drinks is this drink called somek, which is a mixture of soju and beer. And for those who don't really know what it tastes like, it's a little bit like a sweeter beer as long as you mix the soju with a light beer. If you mix it with dark beer, I don't think that turns out well. Anyways, so we start drinking and then it's like, ooh, we're getting flushed. I'm getting a little bit red. Catherine's getting like, oh, Kevin, trying to like give me hugs and everything. And I'm like, oh shit, okay. And then, I bring her over to my room. And then for both of us to watch something on my TV, her English wasn't that good, so I had to put something on that she understood, and then also I understood as well. So I think I put a K-drama or a Korean movie on, and we just kind of like let it sit on the background because we never really ended up watching it, never really made it past like the first 10 minutes of it either. It was just kind of like boom, Netflix opening credits, and then right away. In my house, nobody was home. My dad was at work, my mom was at work, so I'm pretty sure I had the whole house to myself, and I don't have any siblings, so no one could really come in and disturb me. So while we were doing it, I was like, yeah, fuck it, this is my house. I left the door open. I didn't really give a fuck. But the thing is, I clearly remember my mom telling me that she gets home at 6, and then for me, hanging out with Catherine, it was like maybe 3 or 4 p.m. when I put the movie on. I'm pretty sure it was 3. And then while we were fucking though, we were just kind of going at it. I'm pretty sure Catherine and I, we went for a couple of rounds, maybe like 2 or 3, because for some apparent reason, I kind of lost track of time. And then after I nutted, and I think Catherine, she nutted too. Actually, to be honest, I don't even know if she nutted or not, but I mean, I think she had a good time. Anyways, that's not the point. So I go out and check. What the fuck is it? 7 p.m. And then I look on the kitchen counter, and then I see my mom's jacket sitting there on the counter. Now I'm thinking, what the fuck? Is my mom home? She can't be, because I would have heard her come in. Because my house at the time, every time you open the door, there should be like a beep, 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 beep type of sound. It's like a house alarm or whatever. So I would have heard it if she came in, but I didn't hear it the entire time I was with Catherine. So I was like, oh, okay, but that's weird. Why is her jacket on the counter? So now I'm low-key kind of stressed and a little scared to go upstairs to see if my mom is upstairs in her room. But I was like, fuck it, whatever. So now I'm like walking up the stairs, right? And I'm thinking, wait, if my mom is home, did she walk past my door? Because my door was open the whole time. And if she walked past my door, then she would have seen me fuck. What the fuck? No way. But if she walked past the door, right, I would have been able to see her. So she can't be upstairs. And as I'm slowly approaching her room, I knock, and then I open the door, and then I see my mom sitting at her desk on her computer. And then I'm like, oh Like my heart just dropped. I just really didn't know what to say because I was kind of like shocked, but at the same time I was just so nervous. Like, you know, when you get so nervous, your body like kind of starts shaking a little bit. I had that feeling, and then I just didn't know what to say. And then I think I panicked, so I said, "Hey mom, can I have the keys to the car?" And then she turns, she looks at me, and then her and I'm pretty sure we made eye contact for like a solid like 5 seconds. And then she stands up, walks over, gives me the car keys, and then I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And then I grab them, I go back downstairs, and I'm like, fuck. But it was weird though, because my mom, she didn't say anything, or she didn't like make any face or anything. She was just like, "Oh, here you go." Hands it to me very nicely. So I was a little surprised. So in the back of my head, I was thinking maybe she didn't even see me and she didn't even know that I had like a friend over or whatever. So I walked back downstairs and I'm like, "Hey Catherine, I got the car keys. Did you still have to get home at a certain time?" Because, you know, I wanted to make sure that she got home okay. So I drove her home and then I went home. And on the car ride back home, the entire time I was just thinking, what the fuck? How did my mom get upstairs without me seeing her? Like, that was what was bothering me the entire time, because there's no way that my mom could have gone upstairs. How is that possible? The next morning, I wake up, I text Catherine, "Hey, good morning." And then I go to the kitchen to go make some breakfast. So there I am standing over the kitchen sink, washing some rice, because I was going to make like some egg on rice with some soy sauce and some other meat bullshit. But I don't know, I forgot what I was making, but I was in the kitchen. And my mom, she comes inside. And then, you know, she also has to use the kitchen as well because she's also cooking for my dad. For a brief period, it was just us two standing there not saying anything to each other. So it was a little bit awkward, but it kind of wasn't, because at this point, I still don't think that my mom knew that I was fucking. And then we leave the kitchen counter, and then I think my mom, she was like cutting up some vegetables on the island or whatever. And as I opened the fridge to grab some eggs, my mom tells me, "Hey Kev, did you know that your friend yesterday, she sounded like a karaoke room?" And then I was like, fuck. No. I was so sad. Well, I wasn't sad, but I was just kind of like so embarrassed because, oh my god, it was just such a bad feeling. Because my mom, she knew the whole time, but she didn't say anything. And then I just kind of looked at her and I was like, "Yeah, don't worry, it's not gonna happen again. Yeah, my bad, sorry." But then I asked her, "Wait, so when you came home, how did you go upstairs without walking past my room?" So apparently, she walked around the whole house to the front door, because normally she parks her car in the back door. And then she went all the way to the front and then up the stairs. And I didn't hear any of the house alarms go off because I guess my friend was too loud being a karaoke room. I never really told Catherine about that situation. But then, I don't know, I was just too embarrassed to bring Catherine back to my place anymore. So we kind of slowly stopped talking. But yeah, that's kind of how my mom caught me having sex. One of the most unpleasant feelings in the world. But at least it's over with and it's never gonna happen again. Oh my god, thank god I live on my own now. But yeah, okay. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.